Start the preview player. Good morning. It's VapeAM. I'm Juicy Jones. This is Juicy Jones HQ, otherwise known as Orbital Vaping Headquarters. And this morning, we're going to review the Noisy Cricket 2. What is it? Is it better than the old one? Is this series box a piece of shit? Is it good? We'll see. In just a minute, we're going to review this and hang out with you and do the whole thing on VapeAM. Oh, there's no intro. I forgot to put my thing on. So hi, we'll just get started. First of all, how are you? We've been away for a while. We're back on Vaping Dawn to Dusk and VapeAM, and we just had some family troubles for a little while there. But it's so nice to see all you guys. It's nice to get all of the notes of appreciation and good morning. Good morning to everybody in chat. Just for you guys who don't know and don't watch the show much, we're going to do the review of the Noisy Cricket, show you stuff on the desk, the whole 9 yards, and then for the last half of the show, we're going to have an audience chat and hang out and discuss it. You can ask questions. I'll answer them, the whole 9 yards there. So who's there? Orbital Joe, Kessel, Mike Buryanek, Andrew, Kyle Allen, everybody. So nice to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to watch the show live, we're on Wednesday mornings at 6 o'clock. Today we're on at 8 o'clock because I woke up late. Hey, stuff happens. You guys all have a life too. So, all right. So I'm so excited. What I'll show you is that we're going to get on the desk here, and I've got the Noisy Cricket 2 hooked up with my newly polished goon. Is it going to focus? No, I refuse to focus. Yeah, there it is. And we're going to look at this, and I've got a whole bunch of atomizers sitting out here that are below 0.2 to 0.5 and series builds that we're going to put on here. And I'm going to compare it to the old one too. So I'm pretty excited to do all that stuff for you. But like I said, first of all, how are you? What are you vaping on in the audience? You guys start shouting out. You are. Chris Smith, hello everyone. I have my goon on my Noisy Cricket 2 right now, and the goon has a 0.08 build on. I'm using a towel because I just polished this. I don't want any oil for my hands on here. I'm using a 0.08 build. These are framed, stable Claptons from Geek Vape that I've cleaned up and put back on here several times. I've actually had several builds on here. One thing I like about the goon is you can take stuff off the goon and store it and put it back on the goon a lot easier than some of these atomizers with 2 and 3 posts. Although some of those are easy too. Like the bigger the post, the better. Like the Petri, stuff like that. So once we have a vape and a cup of coffee, I'll get into the proper review. Oh, that's delicious. Right now, I'm actually vaping on this vape called DeCoco from Lifted Liquids, which I'll show you. And it has a cool green bottle. It's cool. I'm testing all these liquids from this line, and I'm going to do reviews of them stuff. So, hi, good morning. I'm Juicy Jones. If you just tuned in, this is VapeAM, and we're reviewing the Noisy Cricket 2. There's just a little tiny bit of news for the channel, and then we're going to move on and do the actual review. So Saturday, for Vaping Dawn to Dusk, I'm going to start the giveaway for the anniversary for everything. I'm going to give this mod away and some juice and a couple of atomizers and some other stuff just to say thank you for being on air for such a long time. It's crazy. Lewis made this thing for us, and I'm going to get rid of it and give it to you guys. This is the one. The grand prize. Someone's going to win this. Look at that. First year on YouTube, Orbital Vaping Headquarters, 2015 to 2016. So I'm going to give this away, which is quite a bit nicer than my box, I must say. And it's so beautiful because Lewis got a new engraver and we're showing it off right there. It's amazing. And this year's going to be even better for Nuve. Also, you know, I just want to shout out to our good VapeAM family friend, Adrienne Zippity Doodah. Passed away this week. And go to the Facebook group, Facebook.com/groups, Juicy Jones, for more information about that. And we're really sad. That's 2 within a couple of months. So 2016 has been shitty. Carrie Fisher also died, Princess Leia. And she wanted us all to remember her as being drowned in moonlight, strangled on her own brassiere. That's exactly what she said. She wanted us to remember her as dying, if she didn't die that way. And so I love that woman. And she was really funny. And we're going to miss her too. So it's been a little bit of a bummer year. So having said that, let's get to it. That pretty much concludes my news for the channel and everything like that. I'm sorry about it only being kind of bad news. And vape, please. Yeah. So the Noisy Cricket 2. I know a lot of you remember the Noisy Cricket and what a piece of poorly made mech that was, but popular because it was inexpensive and widely available. So a lot of people, myself included, bought those, but still criticized the complete lack of safety and from Wismac on them. And people even made upgrade kits and other kinds of stuff to improve the safety. Here's the old Noisy Cricket. The old Noisy Cricket is just a cheap piece of like press aluminum with no liner, with a basic mech inside, but you can't see inside there because it's not very well lit right now. Press brass buttons with a shitty design here that didn't want to press very often and barely enough insulator. And this, I don't have too much of a fault with the adapter ring, except for all of their threading got dirty. And so this is just one of the cheapest, worst thing, has absolutely no safety features, is terrible. I'm going to take my HB6s. And remember, this entire discussion presumes that you understand how all of this stuff works and you have good batteries. These are HB6s, which are good batteries for series boxes. And I'm going to put this guy in here just to demonstrate for y'all. This was the old Noisy Cricket and how this worked. And it worked great, of course. But the problem is that there's absolutely no safety. You can't turn it off. You have to unscrew the button. This is difficult. They finally came up with a new button that was easier to turn. But this whole thing is just an example of a poorly made thing that if you don't know what you're doing, it's dangerous. And there's a lot of people that shouldn't be using these because I know what I'm doing. And even I, knowing what I'm doing, think it's a pain in the ass because it's dangerous. I think if you don't know enough or you're not scared enough, this doesn't seem dangerous to you. And that's foolish. It should be scary, but it should be something you manage, which probably most people believe that. Works beautifully. That's a 0.7 build in this one. 0.7 ohms. So the Noisy Cricket 1. Here's the Noisy Cricket 2, and we'll go back to the desk. First of all, I'm not going to show you a box because the Noisy Cricket box is a plastic thing with a manual in it. So, and the manual is dead wrong, so we're not covering that. The Noisy Cricket 1, this is the Noisy Cricket 2. The Noisy Cricket 2 is made of steel, brushed steel, and you can see that there's some like cool blemishes all over it from me dropping it and stuff, which I think is absolutely awesome. I think it's completely cool that my Noisy Cricket is just uniquely mine. And hello everybody out there in chat who's talking. It looks like Hollow Angel says, yeah, it's been a rough but strong year. Yeah, it's bad. And I'm going to give you guys instructions on how to enter the drawing, by the way, next Saturday. Oops, sorry, here we go. So the Noisy Cricket 2 has all these markings and everything for me dropping it. But the takeaway here is that this is an incredibly solid piece of hardware, made of steel, weighs much, much more than the old one. I'll take the goon off just to say that I did. The 510 is press fit inside here, so it's conceivable that you might have a problem pulling this out. I haven't had any problem with this 510 inside here coming out or being loose or anything, but it's possible because it's press fit. It has a seam here and a seam here, but otherwise there's only just the removable base plate. I'll just walk through this entire thing right here. The whole thing is about 25 millimeters here and about 23 here. And I think it's about 47 this way and about 86 or 87 high. It is a small thing, not as small as the original Noisy Cricket, but they only added half an inch. So it is an extremely small size. It's the same width as the old Noisy Cricket. And compared to, say, my eVic VTC Mini. It's extremely close to the size of the eVic VTC Mini. And compared to, say, a cuboid, oops, dropped everything. It is much smaller than a cuboid, as you can see. Or actually, it looks like almost the exact same height. It's a little shorter than a cuboid, and it's much nicer to hold because it's rounded. So I stand corrected there. It's very similar to the cuboid. In fact, it looks like it has the same press fit 510 that's been rotated 45 degrees to me. But it's oval shaped, as you can see. And so it's wide here and short here, so it feels incredible in the hand. It's got a door here that's just like the old, oh, I have some schmutz on the bottom of my mod here. This has obviously been used for 5 or 6 weeks. I don't just rush out reviews for things. This door pops off, and there's genius going on here, and I'll explain this in a second. But both your batteries go in the same way, which is nice. It has sleeves inside there for safety and fit so it doesn't rattle, and also so everything is very nice and snug. It has 3 connectors, 1 for positive and 2 for negative. No, I'm sorry, 2 for negative and 1 for positive, I think, to switch between series and parallel with this little circuit. And on this little circuit on the bottom door, this is so genius, you just flip this little guy over. And the first time I did this, by the way, just so you guys know, I had to take a screwdriver and stick it inside there and just pop it out. Just the first time. So I don't know how long this thing's gonna last, but it ought to be a long time. It feels good. I hope they replace these or sell replacements. You just flip this thing over for series and parallel. So I'm gonna put this in series, put my batteries back in, which are just shitty 25 amp batteries. Both batteries go in the same way, which I absolutely adore. You cannot fuck this up. And then shut it. The mod pops directly on. It has a light under the floating button, and it's a stainless steel button the same as the base plate here. And the light tells you how much battery you have left and some other things. If I press it 5 times, you can turn it off. If you press it 5 more times, you can turn it back on, which I think is just so badass. And let's put a build on it. I'm going to put my series build on from my other Noisy Cricket and show you that it's just the same. Except this one's different than the other one. And it has a potentiometer. And the problem with the potentiometer is that you're going to learn to use a maneuver like this with your fingernails on the little flat part. The reason they made it this way is to make it flat, and it is extremely hard to turn. If there's any moisture on your fingers whatsoever, it won't turn, and you have to use your fingernails on the middle part. But the reason that it isn't so bad is that you'd only adjust this one time when you put the tank on to get it where you want, and then you leave it alone. And once you've used it a few times, you'll figure out how to make it less ass ache. There we are. And we're vaping in series. And what's great is, here and right here, this is where we leave the old Noisy Cricket in the dust. That thing's going in the garbage soon, because this thing can run anything. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back up top and talk about this thing, and I'm going to put a bunch of builds on it from 0.08, which is what was in the Goon, all the way up to 0.7, which is in this thing. So basically, I guess my little summary, and while I talk, I'm going to swap atomizers out. My little summary of the Wismac Noisy Cricket is that Wismac has really listened to all of the complaints from people about how the Noisy Cricket was loved for its tiny size, its ultra compactness, and its super power. And the thing, I need to describe the modes of the Noisy Cricket, but they've really hit it out of the park with this guy. The Noisy Cricket has 3 operating modes. The Noisy Cricket 2 has 3 operating modes, unlike the old one. The old one had 1 operating mode, bypass, direct voltage from the battery. The Noisy Cricket 2 has direct bypass, and it has voltage regulated series, and it has straight parallel. So when the chip, I guess let's go back down on the table and I'll show you all the comparisons. Maybe I shouldn't have come back up. Maybe it was too early, my friends. When the chip is in the parallel configuration and you put it on here and turn it over, the button will show red. Or it should, oh, I'm sorry, the button, does it? Are we in parallel? Yeah. The button shows white. And so what this shows us is that we are in regular parallel mode. This works like a voltimeter, just like on my Nuve mod. It's just a voltimeter that adjusts your voltage from 3 to 6. No, not 3 to 6. In parallel, it adjusts it from 4 to, I think, 3.5. And we're running this in straight. Oh, no, actually, I forgot. The voltimeter does nothing in parallel mode. It's just a parallel box running in bypass. This is a 0.15. A 0.15 alien fused that I put into here the other day. And it runs it beautifully. In a parallel box. Yeah, what am I saying? It does do something. I'm not going to lie, I never use parallel mode ever. I use series mode and turn it down. If I want to use parallel mode, I use a 70 watt mod. So this guy, you pop out and switch to series, and all of a sudden the button does something. So now, when I turn it off by pressing it 5 times, it blinks. And if I hold this button down for 8 seconds, it says 5 seconds in the manual, but it's 8. Then it switches into direct parallel mode, which is the white light. I'm sorry, direct series mode, which is the white light. And in direct series mode, we are in bypass right now. And I press it 5 times to turn it back on. Sorry about that. I always forget that step. So we're in straight bypass. This is just like your old noisy cricket. And if you just, and you have to do your math on your Ohm's law and everything and build correctly for this mode. You can't put normal builds on this. But if you put a bad build on here that it won't fire, whoopsie, like this, it will fail. And that's what's great about the Noisy Cricket 2. Watch it say, no, I can't fire that build when we're on direct series. It won't. This is a 0.08. So if we put our big build back on, or even my avocado again, and we switch the mode, I'm going to turn it off, screw the atomizer in, and then we hold this down for 8 seconds. It switches to the red mode, which means that we're voltage regulated from 3 to 6 volts off the batteries. It's not direct anymore. And so with this low build, we can turn it down. Oh, and see what happens. Oh, and we have to turn it back on with 5 presses of the button. Duh. Did it turn back on? Did you guys see it turn back on? There it goes. And you can hear the pulse width modulation. It's not too bad. But there we go. Now what we're running in is series at 3 volts. So I absolutely adore this thing for how flexible it is. This thing has all the safety protections that you want. It's got voltage protection, short circuit protection. It's got over voltage protection. It's got reverse polarity protection. You put both batteries in the same way. Really, I think Wismec hit it out of the park. I think everyone should go get one of these. They cost $35. $38. I don't see any reason not to buy one of these boxes. This instantly became my second favorite box after my Nuve mod when I got it because of the small size and the incredible breadth of safety features and the ability to run in bypass, going direct off your batteries, run in voltage regulated series from 3 to 6 volts, and run in straight bypass on parallel. This is a great box. Absolutely fantastic. Super low price. The only thing that makes me sad is that this is not made in America. Why someone in America doesn't make something that's $50 that is like this is beyond me. Maybe we can't do it, but that should be a goal for America, to be able to buy or to make all this stuff this cheaply. So I love all you guys. I want to know what you think about the Noisy Cricket 2 and the Noisy Cricket 1. Throw your Noisy Cricket 1 away and get a Noisy Cricket 2. And leave me a comment. If you like these videos, like and subscribe. And join us on Instagram at Juicy Jones Headquarters. Just like here on YouTube, Juicy Jones Headquarters. And we're also Juicy Jones at Twitter, not HQ. So thank you, and I love you all. That's yummy. Now, I suggest we have a Q&A and a chat between ourselves and some fun and talk about this thing. I want you guys to tell me all about what you think about the Noisy Cricket and about this thing and all of what's up. Let's see who's in chat. What do we got? Bunch of people. B-Man, Polly, Owen, Mark Francis, Hollow Angel, Kessel, Sean Taft. Hey, everybody. I love all you guys. Everybody. Great to see you guys. Mark Francis, if I didn't say that already. Mark Jones. Everybody. So how many of you guys have Noisy Crickets? How many of you guys, I know a lot of you guys have Noisy Cricket Unos. And how many of y'all have Noisy Cricket 2s? And if any of you guys. One of the reasons why I'm doing this review is I'm trying to impress on people that everybody needs to run out and get a Noisy Cricket 2 immediately if you have a Noisy Cricket 1. Hell, even if you don't. I never say this either, but, you know, it's like this mod is really good. And except for the dial being kind of janky, people who want a series box, this is definitely one of the ones to get. If you can get something American, buy that first. But if not, I fucking love the Noisy Cricket 2. There haven't been a lot of super impressive mods out. The Alien's great. And, you know, the custom ones are nice. But mods this year was really just a dick measuring contest. And Kyle Allen's got 2 Noisy Crickets. Yeah, throw the old Noisy Crickets away. They're fucking garbage. They are fucking garbage. Can't stand them. And for the price especially, the Cricket 2, it's only a half an inch taller and superior in every single way imaginable under the sun. Sweet Jesus, the old one's bad compared to this. So it makes you wonder why they didn't come out with a Noisy Cricket. Well, I guess I get it. They probably shouldn't have come out with the Noisy Cricket, but then again, they wouldn't have had the incredible success. These things sold like hotcakes, not because they're safe, but because they just are an efficient and small mod that looks cool. And they listened to the efficient, small, looks cool. They kept all that part, so that's cool. And Kyle's saying the dial's a pain in the ass. Yeah, the dial's a pain in the ass. If you had to adjust it more, I would be livid. But I get why they did that. They wanted it to be flush. And I don't think you could get one of these to flush mount on the inside of this in that space. But still, what a pain. It was worse the first few days. Yeah. And so those of you guys who own these are saying that the problems are the same. The problems are exactly that. That sometimes sometimes the 510 not fitting flush, that I have that problem with all mods. So I only have a couple of mods that everything sits flush on. But yeah, I can show you that my TFE 8 sits a little bit off. Yeah, Hollow Angel says her OG Noisy Cricket is just hanging out in the tackle box right now. And that's where it belongs right now. And Polly is saying that the Noisy Cricket 1 is dangerous. And why are we seeing mods of 360 watts? It's because people are moving to regulated mods instead of unregulated mods, I suppose, for their like cloud comp builds. And it's dick measuring. I mean, obviously people are super. Oh, the other thing I guess I forgot to mention is that this is really important, is that the potentiometer is reversed on this. The potentiometer to turn it down is to the right, and it's up turning it to the left. I can't believe I didn't mention that. It's like 30 minutes in, and I should have mentioned that before. But hey, everybody. But if you notice the TFE 8 Big Baby doesn't sit flush. I'm having trouble finding a shot for you. But it's barely, there's a gap in there, but it's so small, it doesn't really bother me. Yeah. Love this thing. I wanted to make sure I came on and told everyone that if you're looking for a series box, if you don't buy a Nuve mod, buy one of these, because it is just ridiculous that they're selling the old Noisy Crickets like crazy, like on sale. And that's no good. They need to get rid of those. And the thing is, I don't even think the Noisy Cricket counts as a mech. It isn't even well made enough to justify the thing. I mean, owning it is like you feel like you're constantly in danger carrying the thing around. But I just can't stand the thing. Looks like my Instagram is blowing up right now. So what did you guys think about the best of 2016? What do you guys think about the end of 2016? Also, I'll just remind you, we're gonna do that in the audience. You guys can answer that question. And if you're watching after the replay, just put it in the chat. But if one of the things I want to say is that next week, like I said in the beginning, I teased it, we're going to do the giveaway for the year on YouTube thing. And so we're giving away this and a couple of the first edition of the Limitless RDTA and some juice and a crown in black, the original crown. And, you know, another Limitless box. And I'm going to set that all up and we'll do it next week and I'll probably run the contest for 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm going to announce it on Saturday. And it's going to be kind of a, New Year's around. We've been around over a year giveaway. It'll be fun. And someone will have the sickest Nube mod in history with a goon out of stainless steel, which is really great. I don't even want to touch the top because it's not mine. It belongs to you. Goon. Yeah. It's amazing. So yeah, we're gonna announce this Saturday, run it for a couple of weeks for the new year, then we'll give it away. That's the idea. Looks like Polly G says the Noisy Cricket has a kit that makes them safer, and that's absolutely true. They definitely do. And the thing is, what I can't figure out is now that the Noisy Cricket 2 is out, it's time to throw away the old one. And even with the kit doesn't come close to what the Noisy Cricket 2 does. It's time to throw away the old ones. Yeah, it's time to toss the old ones. These new ones are amazing. And they have bypass. So it's like, I'll put this back on bypass. It's fun. It's really easy. All you do is pop off the back. Swap out. Oh, we're already on series. So since we're already in series, we turn it off. We get 5 flashes, and then we hold this down for 8 seconds. Oh, I think it's having a battery problem. There we go. What the hell? Does it want an atomizer on it? I'm not sure why it's giving me that super flash right now, but let's see. Okay, so 5 flashes. Hold it down for 8 seconds. We're on white and turn it back on by pushing it 5 times. Now we're in bypass. Bypass. This is the 0.7. I love it. I think it's great. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, the original was so bad and cheap, but this one's good. And I owned it, but I just don't now that after I got one, I realized that really all I loved about the Noisy Cricket 1 was the small size, the efficiency, and the cool look. And the Noisy Cricket 2 has all that. It has the small, basically current technology, nearly the smallest size. I guess if NASA designed it or DARPA did, it would have more potential to shrink down. But that's not necessary. They increased the weight by quite a bit. They had to, and they made it out of steel. And so part of that was increasing the quality. So it's really great. Yeah, the Noisy Cricket 2 is like the greatest carry around thing. And here's how I carry mine around all day long. Is I use the TF-V8 Big Baby with a vape band on it. You guys have seen me do this on Instagram. Always a vape band on the TF-V8 and a smock by cheap glass for some reason. I don't know why. And that's my shit right there. That's how I carry her. I love it. And I'm looking for the drip tip. There's a reason I'm staring down at my desk like a fool. What did I do with my damn drip tip, fool? There it is. So that's my jam, the way I do it. I love it. This right here is like a great little pocket beast. I got a message from Owen one day that his baby, his TFE8 baby, not the big baby and not the full-size one, came open in his pocket one day, which is so fucking irritating. So if you guys have a tip for how you guys fix that, or if you can put a little shim inside there or something that'll stop this up some more. I don't have that problem with this, but I would be pissed off as hell if that were me. Because I noticed with the big baby, and they did it obviously with the baby beast too, the 22mm one, that they obviously cheaped out on the rubber gaskets, or maybe someone complained about the TFE4 having too thick of gaskets on the top. But that's interesting. Oh, what are we on? Oh, see, it won't fire this because this is like a 0.15. Yep, from the 0.15, and I was in the wrong mode. So I'm going to turn it off and wait for the blinking to stop. And I'm going to hold it for 8 seconds, and we're going to go back into regulated mode. And, you know, sad news for you guys who want to claim you're using a mech. This is a regulated mod. It's not a mech. It has bypass, and bypass makes it into a mech. But it is indeed a... it is indeed regulated because it has several chips in it. 2 of them at least. All right. Yummy. I'm trying to get my rubber band back on. Hollow Angel says that her twisted messes stopped working. That makes no sense. If it's not a clone, call them. Because if it's not a clone, they'll do something about it. That's ridiculous. That's too bad. Yeah, that's awful. And let's see. Polly G says that she likes the Tesla. Yeah, the Tesla 3 is probably Wismec's biggest competition for this mod besides American-made mods. And so I, of course, prefer my new VapeAM mod, but because it's just a cool thing. But this thing is going to compete with the Tesla 3 and not very many other things, actually. There aren't very many little series boxes with regulated chips in them that... And also, I forgot to tell you guys, I'm such a dickhead. I'm like the worst reviewer in the world. If you wait after you've pressed the button, it tells you how much battery you have left. You see it flashing? It's telling me that I've got about half battery left. Yeah, the slow flashing means about half. So I love this thing. Well, the thing is, someone's making a comment about regulated mods, but regulated mods are absolutely 100% safe to put in your pocket. 100%. But you have to turn them off. If you think you can't remember to turn them off, then you're the one who has the safety problem. But it's true. It's not the mod's fault at all. We just all have to admit that because of truth-telling. Whether you put the mod in your pocket or not is irrelevant. It's whether you are safe with the mod. And so if it's safe for you not to do that, don't do it. If you turn it off, put it in your pocket. Who cares? If you don't turn it off, don't. It's like my favorite tip recently was that when you go out and you're on the road or whatever, and you carry batteries, I always carry an extra battery things with 2 in and 2 out. And the reason is because sometimes you need to empty the batteries out of your mod. Like if I'm using a mech that I can't turn off, like the Noisy Cricket, which is a piece of shit, I'll take the batteries out and put them in the thing. I mean, and sometimes you're changing the batteries and you're standing there going, what do I do with these? Put them in my pocket? No, you put them in this plastic thing and then take the batteries out. So it's little things like this that keep us safe. Is just remembering to do little stuff like that. It's just never let yourself be exposed to battery danger. You know, never put batteries in your pocket alone. Never leave mechs sitting around with their batteries in them. You know, don't build on mechs with batteries in them, etc. You know, things you can turn off. Yeah, totally. Oh my God, Noctamar says this Rulo Copper DNA 200 comes in today. That's cool, I guess. Wait, Rulo Copper DNA 200, it's a mod that's copper colored, or it's actually made of copper? If it's actually made of copper, I just say you may have it. Yeah, Thomas Flavio points out that all the exploding batteries things failed to mention that batteries exploding in someone's pocket. And the Noisy Cricket danger comes from people putting bad batteries into the Noisy Cricket because it has absolutely no safety. This is not that way, of course. This will not fire on when it has a short. So that's nice. That's really nice. Which finally, Yeah, I'll definitely I put mods in my pocket that Luke is that way too, by the way. Luke never puts mods in his pocket, and I do. But to me, it's about how much, in my mind, I know if they're on or off. If they're off, I just set, if they're mods that I cannot turn off, I just set them down somewhere. Unfortunately. Do you guys have like a huge collection of rubber bands that you use on your things? Like I just have piles of rubber bands everywhere. It's absolutely crazy. Oh, Hollow Angel has a pink box for her batteries. That's lame. I wish I had different colors. Like pink and red and blue. That would be badass. I'd be totally into that. I hope you guys have coffee, by the way. Sweet coffee. So, one of the things we're going to do soon is that we have, I think Lex.Vape is going to be guest on Saturday. I'm still trying to get him to come out, and we'll just have a timing thing. And I believe that we have a trick guy coming a week from Saturday. And I'm just not going to say who it is yet because I want to confirm. And so we have some guests lined up for Vaping Dawn to Dusk at 8 o'clock on Saturday mornings. And oh, Noctmar says it's a rouleau made of copper. Oh my God. To me, that sounds horrible because I own a copper goon and I just hate the smell and taste of it. And it's not that it's not beautiful. It's because it is beautiful and I love copper. But I didn't know that I could smell and taste it all the time. So next time, I'll go stainless steel. I know, that's just me. I'm so dumb. I really love my copper goon, though. Yeah. In fact, I'm putting it back on the Noisy Cricket, too. In parallel. In unfocusing parallel. Oh, I was chucking. Need some juice, baby. This is DeCoco by Lifted. It's pretty good. I'm going to do actual little reviews of these things soon. The Lifted reviews. I've got 4 more swag sauces I haven't done. I want to remind all y'all that, first of all, go to Vape Shack and hang out there. And we're there sometimes weeknights and weekends. Someone's there. And also, after the show and every day, almost every day, not every day, but almost every day, I do Instagram Live. So join us on Instagram, and we do hangouts where we do builds, walk to vape shops, and talk to people. We do all kinds of stuff with the phone, just whatever. Usually here in the house, chatting, hanging out, building, and wicking. And so that's cool. So I'm just looking at the chat. Nice. Oh, people are talking about Twisted Messes. Nice. So join us on Instagram at JuicyJonesHQ. And otherwise, there's not too much. I guess we just got maybe 10 or 15 minutes more of chatting around. And then it'll be time to get on with our day. Oh. We have Lifted liquids to review here coming up pretty soon. For the swag sauce. I've got one that I got to review from Liquid Sky, Berry Gouda, but I think I may have missed the curve on that. It's good. And Hollow Angel is saying how she had the freak show in copper and the taste bugged the shit out of her and the smell. Yeah. And I just polished this. And, when I polish it, it's great. But just within a day, like I haven't touched this since I polished it last night because I knew that we'd be doing this thing today. And I just know soon it's going to be green again, like. Noctmar doesn't taste his moss. The Noisy Cricket tastes like my hands, like swing sets. But my overarching point is that the Noisy Cricket 2, yes. Noisy Cricket 1, no. If you own a Noisy Cricket 1 and you like it, trust me, you are going to like this more. Because it's amazing. Really. It's like really what we wanted out of the Noisy Cricket 1. Get a condom, though. Wear a rubber band. Because these things can get banged up super easy. You can't adjust the knob accidentally, though. I'll give them credit for that. Shit, it's impossible. Yummy. Super yummy. It's just really thrilling for me to use my goon on the Noisy Cricket too, because I don't build stuff on the goon that is good for the Noisy Cricket. Like I build real low, not real high. So it's fun for me to have these two married together because typically it's little tanks and stuff. Or I'm sorry, typically it's my Evogo, which I put this giant 8 wrap into. It's pretty funny. I guess I'll use it on my Nuve. Dustin Vapor says he loves his Goon and Apocalypse. Yeah, they're great. In fact, that reminds me that James Davis from Liquid Sky was talking about sending me an Apocalypse. If you're a vendor out there or a juice company or anything, feel free to contact me about sending any kind of thing for a review. For these guys, I present stuff to them here live on my show twice a week on YouTube, juicyjones@gmail.com. Most people aren't vendors, and we're at the end of the show, so who knows? Oh, Chris Smith is CS Mage on Instagram. That is awesome. I'm so glad we just added 2 and 2. Thank you for telling me that. That is so great. Sometimes it's hard to know, like the identities that we use on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and stuff and Facebook, they all vary. And so it's really super great when we see people coming across from Instagram and going to Instagram from YouTube too. That's really great. That's awesome. CS Mage. I'm pretty sure I have you on Notify. Almost anybody who comments with me regularly, I put on Post Notify. That's one of my techniques that I do. And then I only rotate those out slowly. Like I'll build up a bunch and then eventually it'll get to be too big and I'll start taking people out of it and putting other people on as they go. But I love that. Mike Buryanek, Owen is not Yeti's uncle. Yeti's uncle is Mike Metters. And Yeti's uncle is on Instagram. He's the one who made these incredible coils that I put onto the Goon, by the way. And in fact, we did put onto the avocado. Oh, I'm sorry, not my Goon, my avocado. These are the Yeti's uncle's coils that are on the avocado, not the Goon, silly me. And did anybody notice in the audience that I've got my avocado working again and my Goon is back? That these are both, I changed the O-rings out and they're both working again. I was only using the Goon before. I'm just curious if any of you guys noticed that. Because I definitely did. Oh, Hollow Angel is asking if the Noisy Cricket 2 comes in other colors. And that's funny you say that because I instantly, as soon as I used this for one day, I was like, I want another one. And I looked and I was like, no, I'm going to wait till there's more colors. They aren't yet, but I have a feeling that they will. And by the way, don't forget to share this video with your friends and click on the like button down there if you guys don't mind. That little thumbs up button helps me. And also tell your friends. Share this video with them. Tell them they should buy them. Noisy Cricket 2, or tell them to come here and troll me and tell me they shouldn't buy Noisy Cricket 2. That's great. Hey, James Rivera. That's great. Yeah, James Rivera says that you do the Instagram waffle. Yeah, it's interesting because I keep seeing that hashtag and I've read all the posts and there's nothing in any of them to say anything about what's going on. They just say, we've started. Here's the hashtag. Share this. And I read that and all of them say nothing about what's going on. So I have a hard time. Someone needs to make a new post that actually explains what's going on and then send me that and I'll share that because I seriously have been reading that going, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Maybe I'm a fool, which is possible, believe me. But I have no idea. But I want to know. Hey, Tommy Vapors. Great to see you. We've just been all over the Noisy Cricket too. Here it is with my avocado. This is one of the greatest combos you could ever have. In fact, this is one of the best under $100 combos you can give anybody who already has 2 batteries. If you don't have 2 batteries, then you want to go Logitech, I think. Well, the thing is, checking out the video doesn't help me because I can't share something that has no explanation. So if you have an explanation, I can help share that. But I can't just share YouTube videos willy-nilly. No one can see them. They're just links that people go to. And people don't click on stuff that's just links to videos. They don't. You'll get 0 help out of my audience for there, unfortunately. The reason I know that is that my audience doesn't click on anything like that when I share it, but they click on stuff that I explain, I talk about. Yummy. Oh, Noct Noir is Son of Liberty Radio. How come I knew that actually. I'm actually really stupid because it's written on your fucking profile. But and I apologize. I missed the Son of Liberty Radio show last night, actually. Or maybe you didn't do a show last night. Maybe that was Smoke Free Radio. But I made a note and then I went, oh, and I went to bed because I wanted to get up and do this early. Lol, Hollow Angel. I'm not saying that. If I say that, I'll have to like put beard dye on and start not telling the truth. But I would be a better builder. He is an amazing builder, I must say. And I've noticed that Rip Trippers has certainly fallen out of fashion this year. I don't think he cares. But it's definitely true. People just want to look for a thing. Oh, and I want to remind everyone, please go and vote for me for the best of 2016. I can't believe that I forgot the guide to vaping. The guide to vaping best of 2016. And if you don't mind, all of you guys, let me find you a link and I'll put it in here. But the best of 2016 is going. Let me get you a link. Anyway, I forgot until like 2 days ago that this was going on at all. And so I would have been begging you guys for an entire month to be voting for me for this. But the thing that makes me sad is that probably everybody's gone out and voted for someone else and no one wrote me in except me. So, but anyway, I'm going to give you this link and it would be super awesome if you guys would go there. Here it is. And I'm going to put it into the description too. Yeah, because that's what we do. We put it in the description. There we go. It's in the description as well. So I can't believe I forgot. But, you know, I'm going to try to get people to vote for that for the next few days. At least I'll show up 100th or whatever. It's not a huge deal. There's two things about awards and stuff. One, you have to care, and two, you have to enter if you want to. So it isn't a popularity contest for me. It's really just a matter of me sitting here trying to make sure that we get information to you guys. And even though we had to take a break this year, you know, for me, I wasn't going to come back. I was pretty much finished, but I got so many notes from people who asked me to come back, and I feel like I've still got something to say. So here I am doing my thing. So we got maybe 5 minutes left. Why don't you guys all tell me what your most exciting thing that you're excited about for next year is? Doesn't have to be vaping. Just in the chat or in the comments, just tell me, what are you excited about for 2017 this year? What do you look forward to? What do you want to happen? And we'll just chat for a second about that and then vape out. Briefly. How long have we been on? Looks like we've been on about 50 minutes. So ish. All you guys. Hopefully everybody is tabbed out over there voting for me for best of 2016. That would be fantastic. If so, I'll wait for everybody. But that'd be nice. The thing is, I honestly believe that I have contributed something this year, and I think my channel is good, and I think it's good because of you. I think y'all are the ones that make this channel good, and that we show up and we have these discussions, and we have more content that's in depth, more deep detail into our information, more contrary opinions and different styles of vaping than other channels do. And we have more diversity. We have a broader geographical distribution. We have almost as many fans in London as we do in Kuala Lumpur. So I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud of this channel, and I'm proud of you as the viewers who are the people who've come out here and really, like, you know, brought me to you. You really brought me to you and gotten me to be excited about doing this for you guys. So it's really cool. Yeah. So Kyle Allen says Trump getting impeached. That would be a dream. That'd be great. Hollow Angel voted yesterday. Thanks, Angel. Owen said that. Oh, he's talking to. Oh, they're having Owen and Mike are having a discussion, which is awesome. And oh my God, Hollow Angel called Rip Trippers Rip Dumpy. That's hilarious. I realize the guys put a few pounds on. I'm not much of a fat shamer, but I will giggle a little bit at that. I used sick as kids before he was born. She says, that's funny. Yeah, you own that. That's yours. That's funny. All right. I am going to Instagram. In fact, right after this, I'm going to turn Instagram on, Dustin Vapor, and just start chatting with anybody who wants to go on. So for you guys who are here, I'm going to get some tea and refresh and go to the bathroom and then go to Instagram and go live and just chat with people for follow-up. Yeah, that's a good question. All right, well, I wish everyone a best of 2016. I can't wait to see you guys Saturday. Like and subscribe. Vote for me for best of 2016 if you don't mind. Saturday, we're going to do the giveaway. We're going to announce the giveaway, and I'll have a way for you guys to enter to win. It's going to last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not exactly sure yet. And I'm looking forward to. Oh, and Noctamore says he won't criticize Rip because he's redeemed himself for raising $300,000 for vape advocacy, and I agree. And frequent viewers of the channel will see that I am not a big Rip critic because I don't see anything wrong with the guy personally. I don't. He's done a couple of weird things, but so have I. Whatever. I get that people want to draw lines, but that's wrong with Rip. Mike Burianic, everyone, I love all of you guys. You guys are great. We got to go. Let's vape out. I'll see you guys on Instagram at Juicy Jones. Thanks, Noctamore, Hollow Angel, Owen, James Rivera, Mike, Tommy, Polly G, Kezel, B-Man. Everybody. I'm so sorry. I can never name all the names. I love all you guys. Thanks so much. Thank you.